I never imagined my name would be whispered in hallways the way it was after he chose me. Before that, I was invisible in the way ordinary people are invisible in places built for spotlight and spectacle. I wasn't unpopular, just unnoticed. I went to class, did my work, kept my head down, and lived comfortably on the edge of everyone else's attention. The cheerleaders owned the center of the school. They were loud, confident, always laughing, always surrounded. I never thought our worlds would collide. He was the one everyone talked about. The star athlete, the golden boy, the kind of person teachers praised and students admired without questioning why. He had charm without trying and kindness that didn't feel fake. When he smiled at you, it felt personal, like he saw something worth smiling at. I noticed him the way you notice the sun, aware of its warmth, but never expecting it to come closer. We met because of something simple. A group project. Assigned seats. Shared responsibility. At first, our conversation stayed strictly about work. Deadlines, ideas, schedules. Then they slowly drifted into everything else. Music, family, fears about the future. He listened in a way that made me forget to guard my words. I didn't feel like I had to impress him. I just felt like myself. I didn't realize when things changed. There was no dramatic moment, no confession under the stars. It happened quietly, the way real things often do. He started walking me to class. Sitting next to me at lunch instead of across the room with his usual crowd. Laughing a little louder at my jokes. Looking at me like he was choosing me, even before he said it out loud. When he finally did ask me out, I thought it was a joke. My first instinct was to look behind me, certain he meant someone else. But he said my name, clearly, confidently. He didn't care who was watching. And people were watching. The shift was immediate. Conversation stopped when I walked by. Eyes followed me. Smiles tightened. The cheerleaders, who had never noticed me before, suddenly had a lot to say. At first, it was subtle. Whispered comments. Shared looks. Laughter that ended too quickly when I turned around. I told myself I was imagining it. I wanted to believe it didn't matter. But it mattered to them. They had assumed he would choose one of them. Someone tall, loud, perfectly styled. Someone who matched the image they believed belonged beside him. When he didn't, it felt like an insult. Not just to their expectations, but to their sense of superiority. The rumors started next. That I was pretending to be shy to manipulate him. That I had trapped him with secrets or sympathy. That he would get bored of me soon. They spoke about me like I wasn't human, like I was a mistake he would eventually correct. What hurt wasn't just their jealousy. It was how easily people believed them. How quickly the narrative shifted from surprise to judgment. Suddenly, my every move was analyzed. The way I dressed. The way I spoke. The way I laughed. Everything became evidence for or against whether I deserved to him. He noticed before I said anything. He always did. One day, after practice, he asked me why I looked tired all the time. I tried to brush it off, but he didn't let me. When I finally told him, my voice shook with frustration I hadn't realized I was holding in. He listened quietly, jaw tight, eyes dark with something close to anger. He didn't confront them publicly. He didn't need to. He did something more powerful. He stayed. He held my hand in crowded hallways. He laughed with me openly. He chose me again and again, in ways that couldn't be ignored. That only made them angrier. There were moments I questioned myself. Late nights when I wondered if loving him was worth the constant tension. If being chosen meant being targeted. If it would be easier to step aside and let him return to the world everyone thought he belonged in. Those thoughts scared me, because they weren't about him leaving me. They were about me leaving myself. I realized something then. Their jealousy wasn't really about him. It was about power. About losing something they thought they owned. About seeing someone they had dismissed become important without permission. I wasn't competition to them because I was better. I was competition because I reminded them that value isn't decided by popularity. I didn't change who I was to survive it. I didn't suddenly become louder or sharper or crueler. I stayed quiet when I needed to. I spoke when it mattered. I leaned into the people who knew me before attention made everything complicated. And slowly, things shifted. Not everyone stayed cruel. Some people apologized. Some admitted they were wrong about me. Others stayed bitter, unable to let go of a story where they were supposed to win. I stopped needing their approval. I stopped measuring myself against their standards. What mattered was how I felt when he looked at me. Like I was enough. Like I didn't need to perform or prove anything. Like being chosen wasn't about beating anyone else, but about being seen clearly. The cheerleaders still whisper sometimes. I still catch looks. But it doesn't hurt the way it used to. Jealousy loses its power when you stop believing it defines you. He chose me, not because I was perfect, but because I was real. And that choice taught me something I'll carry long after the whispers fade. Being chosen doesn't make you better than anyone else. But choosing yourself, even when others resent you for it, makes you stronger than you ever thought you could be.